I'm Eldon Starr, and this is my wife, Kathy. We've been together 45 years. We started Cedar Top Ranch. I should back up to say my father started in 1938, and we moved back on the ranch from a ranch we had in South Dakota in 1969, and we've been there ever since. We have to say that the ranch has been good to us. Thank goodness Mother Nature does rain once in a while, but we have used several breeds of cattle, and I've told the story many times how I got into the Gelbvieh. We had to have money when we were first married, and so I would AI a lot of cows, and we would sell the Maine Jews, the Simmental, the Chianitas to have cash flow. And I'd sampled the Gelbvieh, and I wasn't accumulating many numbers, so I kept them held back, thought someday that'd be a chance to sell them as a group, but I got to liking them in the meantime, and I just hung on to them, and I never did sell those females. I did a few bulls through the years, but Gelbvieh was really good to me, and each year I would sample approximately 64 units of semen, or 66 if it was 6 ampule canes. And that way we'd have enough for a progeny group, and that's how we grew with our Gelbvieh, was try to breed 400 to 500, 600 head per year to the breed. And only kept the top end, of course, in most breeding programs. But it wasn't long till we decided that we could probably raise some purebreds and sell them too. And today we probably run other breeds with our Gelbvieh, but they're still the predominant breed in our herd. It's about 2/3 commercial and 1/3 purebred. And when we say purebred, we do have purebred Angus, and Scott has some purebred Red Angus, and the rest being Gelbvieh. Well, we like to be able to produce from our registered herd cattle that work in the commercial environment, especially where we operate in Nebraska. Registered part, we'll have a bull sale each year and sell a large number of bulls, and then we do sell some private. But over in the commercial side, we have been selling for the last about 10 years through Superior using the video. And I think it exposes us to a lot more potential buyers out there. It seems like we have a few buyers that are very aggressive at buying our cattle, so they have brought very good money the last several years. But back to the reason why we got into AI was...
I'll tell the story. He was AIing about 500 heifers annually for sale, and he does have a good eye for cattle, and he knew what a good cow looked like. And a certain stud came into the place and sold him a bill of goods. And when those calves hit the ground, he was mad. And he vowed that he would help the common man breed good cattle. And no salesman was ever going to tell somebody that the bull was good when he wasn't. So that's how it started, and that company hates him to this day. Gelbvieh Bull Barn was born in the early 80s. Carnation Genetics was a company that brought Gelbvieh into the United States, and that was the company that Eldon did rep for. And then they decided they would no longer have Gelbvieh. And so Eldon and Chuck Struthers bought all of their Gelbvieh inventory, and that's when the Gelbvieh Bull Barn was born. It was 1993 when the semen business exploded, and everybody was doing it. And then the people started flushing a lot. That's a significant difference for us, because there's a lot of difference between selling somebody 2 units of semen and 50. So that makes a big difference.
Another thing I'd have to add too that sells semen is the internet.
Oh, yes.
It's been a big part, and probably that 93 era was the internet that came in, and we're on the internet. And it's just, we get phone calls from people we don't know from many states away. And
my Gelbvieh story, my famous Gelbvieh story, and I will tell it to anybody who will listen, is I think it was 1970. I'm not sure. I think it was before Scott was born. Eldon's dad ran straight Angus, but Eldon ran Herefords. And so we had Herefords. And Herefords, they get sunburned tits when they are nursing. And we had 24 of those Herefords penned up that had to be milked every day. And for some reason, Eldon had to be gone for 24 hours. And that meant and we had no help. That meant there was only one person left who was going to have to milk those cows out. And so I was in the process of doing that, and when you milk a Hereford cow, you get about 3 inches of milk in the bottle of a 2-quart jug. And it was going to take me all day. And in this pen with me, it was a Gelbvieh heifer, and she had just calved. And she was so docile and calm sitting over there. She'd taken care of her calf and everything was fine, and she had this magnificent udder, and I just kept looking at her. And so I thought, I wonder if I could catch her and milk her, and then my day would be lots better because I wouldn't have to milk all those Hereford cows. And I went over and I was going to put a rope on her, but she didn't move. So I just put my hand on her hip and I kind of slid down beside her, and she let me milk her. I got 2 quarts of milk, no halter, nothing. I milked her. And that made my day that day go a lot better.
Well, I think it's a great honor because I do know many of the people that's been inducted in there, and I'd feel honored to have my name mentioned with theirs, let alone be beside it. But it is a great honor, and it's a great breed to have worked with. And you know, you go back and think of all the early people that were in the breed, the Bud Beestrom, the Valhalla Ranch, Coopers, and so forth. And we've done business with those people through the years. And it's nice to be a part of that clan, I would call it, to be invited to be in there. I'll put it this way, wherever your ranch, farm ground, whatever you're going to operate on, make the cattle fit your environment, because don't try to make cattle that don't fit work there. And I realize that probably we have a little smaller frame cattle than many other parts of the country, but that's because that's what fits here. Our grass sometimes is not the most high quality grass. It might be quantity, but not quality. And my advice to people getting in, try to get into an AI program and be aggressive with it. Talk to other breeders that's been in it quite a while to find out what genetics have worked well for them. It's in the past that are proven. Don't just jump on the bandwagon of something that's new and different, because sometimes that's new, but it's not what you want to use. In an AI program, I try to tell people this and preach it whether they grasp it or not. I breed for the female. There is nothing else I breed for. If the bull is born, he might end up being a bull, but if he's a steer, he's just gravy for me. He'll be something I'll sell someday, but it's that female I produce that's the whole program. It's what I breed for every year is a maternal program. And I would have to say that's probably why I'm in Gelbvieh, because they're maternal and they just work.